It's Kia Vancouver Soccer Talk on AM 650. Here's your host, Tyler Green.
Welcome to the second half kickoff of Kia Vancouver Soccer Talk. Whitecaps' result tonight was a 2-2 draw against the LA Galaxy. We'll hear more from Carl Robinson and Robbie Keane in just a matter of moments. The BC Soccer Bulletin as well. But the injury report in just a couple minutes. But let's find out what's happening in Spain with Simon Fudge.
Atletico Madrid's lead at the top of La Liga is now 6 points. After a Good Friday 2-0 victory over Elche, there were 3 games today in Spain. Osasuna won, Valencia won, Levante 0, Getafe 0, and Real Sociedad defeated Espanyol by 2-1. Of the 4 games playing tomorrow in Spain, includes Barcelona hosting Athletic Bilbao.
Thanks, Simon. Time now for the injury report, brought to you by Expert Physio in Burnaby, online at expertphysio.ca. Joining us on the program each week is Expert Physio's David Sandals. David, welcome back to the show, and I know you were in attendance. You met up with Christina before the match. Your thoughts on a 2-2 draw for the Whitecaps and Galaxy?
Well, I really felt that if we hadn't got something out of this game, I don't know, we might be not looking at the kind of team we'd want this year, but to come back twice against a team that's been certainly one of the top teams in the MLS year after year, I thought was great. And, you know, we're sitting at 500 at this point. We've played the Galaxy twice, and hopefully we may get some easier games, not too many harder games. So I thought it was a good result.
Now, injury-wise, the Whitecaps, as we've talked about over the last couple of weeks, have stayed pretty healthy. But you look at this Barcelona roster right now, and first up is Neymar, who, according to a medical report from Barcelona, suffered a contusion that caused an edema in the 4th metatarsal in his left foot that will require specific treatment. Recovery time is approximately 4 weeks, so you're going to decipher that for us. But he's reportedly out for the remainder of the season. How long is the recovery type for this type of injury, and how does this play into his fitness for a World Cup that's really not that much far away?
Well, you know, when you get a bone bruise, someone stomps on your foot, or you get a direct contact sort of toe into the front of your foot when you're kicking the ball. Happens a lot. But these days, these top players, they get an injury, they have an MRI, and what they discovered was swelling in the bone. So what he's got is something akin to a stress fracture. If you took an X-ray, you wouldn't actually see a fracture, but when you do an MRI, you see this swelling in the bone that shows that the bone was quite badly injured itself. A lot of stress fractures of this nature, metatarsals, you're looking at, you know, more often than not, the doctor will say 6 to 8 weeks. So I'm thinking 4 weeks might be a little bit optimistic for Neymar. If I was Luis Scolari, I'd be hoping that he doesn't get better too quickly and doesn't play again in the Spanish league. He's going to want him to be training at least probably 2 or 3 weeks before the World Cup starts, because they'll need his fitness and sharpness when that gets going.
Now, meanwhile, Barcelona's Jordi Alba, he was withdrawn at halftime in the Copa del Rey defeat, and further examination revealed the left back suffered a torn hamstring in his right leg. Now, this is just a numerous hamstring injuries for Alba. Can he recover to make Spain's World Cup roster possible? And he just seems to be a player that just keeps suffering injury after injury, especially with that hamstring.
Oh, yeah, well, absolutely. Mid-September, beginning of this sort of season, right hamstring, October, left hamstring, February, right hamstring again, now April, right hamstring again. And every time he gets injured, I sort of look back through some of the reports, it's like, oh, he'll be back in 3 or 4 weeks. Maybe that's part of the problem. Maybe he's not fit when he comes back. You know, again, as far as the World Cup's concerned, I'm sure Vincent Del Bosque is probably kind of hoping he doesn't make it back quite in time for the end of the Spanish league. Although I'm sure Barcelona need him if they're going to make anything of this season. But that last game of the season could mean something to them. So, however, I think he's going to need a little bit more time, and you need someone to be paying attention to his sort of overall fitness, his certainly, you know, I'd be worried that there's something going on there, apart from, you know, just maybe some weakness in his hamstrings, but he may have some other issues that need to be dealt with if he's going to be fit for the World Cup.
Yeah, and he's a player, like you mentioned, looking back at his history, he just seems to be having these hamstring injuries. Is that something specific with, are players just apt to injure certain areas on their body more, or is this something that they could possibly fix by working on a different part of the body?
I think it's absolutely something that can be fixed working on a different part of the body. A lot of the problems may come from stability in the pelvis. I mean, I don't know this athlete particularly. A lot of great athletes are very flexible. And if he's got a lot of flexibility in his system, it may be that his pelvis and the movements between the right and left side of the pelvis may not be well enough under control that when he does sort of go out and out sprint or stretch a little bit too far, something doesn't move quite right in the core area, and the hamstring gets pulled. So that's something that these days. I mean, I'm sure I know with the Whitecaps, those kind of things are paid great attention to. I mean, we're having a fantastic, relatively injury-free season so far. Touch wood. And here we are, spending time talking about international players, which is a wonderful thing. But you kind of wonder what happens in other countries and with other teams. How well up on this kind of what they call prehabilitation they might be.
Well, David, thanks again for joining us, shining some light on some of these injuries, and we'll talk again next week after the Whitecaps play Real Salt Lake.
Yeah, I look forward to it, and bye for now.
Thanks again. That's David Sandals, physiotherapist at Expert Physio. If you care about your health, why not work with the Expert? Convenient clinics in Burnaby Heights and at 8 Ranks. For more information on the services they provide, visit expertphysio.ca. And of course, if you're like David Alba, Jordi Alba, playing in your rec soccer around Vancouver, and you keep coming up with that same injury, definitely go check out David Sandals and what they can do for you at expertphysio.ca. Tonight's Barber Pull brought to you by anotherfinecut.com. Winless in 3 matches. Are you concerned about the Whitecaps' results of late, or are you remaining positive? Tweet us your thoughts with the hashtag BarberPull to SoccerTalk650 or Tyler Green FC. Some folks weighing in on Twitter have truly not worried yet, with many more points available on the table for Whitecaps to pick up during the season. It's still early on and still early days for this Whitecap squad. Of course, Sub Hedgehog, who always likes to weigh in, saying, excellent quote from Dan Gargan. Hey, it is what it is. Come on now. Come on, Paul. It is what it is. On weekends, Kia Vancouver is giving away Vancouver match tickets with your purchase, plus you're entered to win a pair of season tickets. KiaVancouver.com, 396 Southwest Marine Drive at Yukon. I had a nice week in my new Kia Sorento. Hit up the mountains this week, loaded up the back of the Sorento with the snowboarding gear, Simon. Also had soccer that night, so I had all the soccer gear in there as well. Plenty of room left for all the happy water that I have. Stockade in the back of the Sorento as well. You can check out just how much space there is in a Kia Sorento at Kia Vancouver, 396 Southwest Marine Drive at Yukon. Well, we promised the Robbie Keane interview. What he thinks of the turf. Simon, you were in the Galaxy locker room. We'll get your thoughts on the prickly nature of one Robbie Keane after we hear his thoughts after the Whitecaps and Galaxy draw 2-2 at BC Place.
We had the momentum for most of the game. We kept the ball, kept it moving. Did well with our goals. But then, it feels like we have to score way more goals than everybody else. So we have to certainly work on it. The first goal was lack of concentration or no talking between Jaime and Leo. So we have to do better. Second goal, 4 minutes ago, we have to see the game out. It's good strike from the guy. Can't take that away from him.
Is it just kind of a light switch thing? You'd have more intensity at the end of games, and we talked about that so much last year. Is that what was lacking?
No, we have to just snap out of that fairly quickly, because last year was, to concede that many goals in the last 50 minutes of games last year was ridiculous. And then we just make sure that doesn't happen again. Today is one of those days. take nothing away from the guy who scored the goal. It was a great strike, but we shouldn't have been in that situation in the first place.
How does it like to have been playing 2 games straight against your old Irish teammate, Andy O'Brien?
Same as playing against anybody else.
How do you think the pitch was today?
Same as always is.
And that is?
Average.
So, a little bit prickly, especially to the Vancouver media. Adam Serrano, who covers the Galaxy, he was very friendly to him. But then you and Har start talking, and you guys rubbed him the wrong way or something in that.
Yeah, and it was almost like it just kind of went just sideways really quickly as well. But he was visibly not pleased by the way the game turned out. And it just shows the competitive nature of Keane, and I think the whole LA Galaxy squad. They're winners, and when they have a performance in which they thought they could take 3 points, and it didn't come off the way that it did, he showed how annoyed he was, and that rubbed off on the rest of us, because especially when I tried to get one last question in, and he just basically booted right around my left shoulder, and he was gone. So
Landon Donovan, another prickly character in that locker room. We're not even going to hear from Landon Donovan because of his extremely short and uninformational answers.
Pretty much, yes, that's right.
After the break, we're going to get deeper into this Whitecaps draw against the Galaxy. We'll hear from Carl Robinson. Maybe we'll hear from Dan Gargan again. Who knows? But we'll also hear from BC boy and Galaxy forward Rob Friend, who was really a big key to that second goal for the Galaxy. And we'll find out just how close Friend came to signing with the Vancouver Whitecaps. Was he close, or was it all just rumors? Plus, it's the start of our supporters group section of Kia Vancouver Soccer Talk. Over the next 3 weeks, we're going to talk to the guys from the different supporters groups. Tonight, one of the main supporters groups here in Vancouver, the Rain City Brigade, and we're going to get into the culture of soccer, exactly what they're doing with Martin Rivard. He's one of the founders of the group. We'll discuss what it's like to be inside the RCB when we return. We'll also give you the manager's rant next.
Follow us on Twitter at SoccerTalk650 and at Tyler Green FC. This is Kia Vancouver Soccer Talk on AM 650.
A similar beautiful game is played out every day at Kia Vancouver, where people like you make great scores on the value-loaded Kia vehicle that suits their needs. Right now, Kia Vancouver has throwback pricing on all new Kias with prices like they were 15 years ago. Plus, 0% financing up to 84 months. All-wheel drive credit of $500 on select 2014 Sportage and Sorrentos. Beautiful. Kia Vancouver, the power to surprise. At KiaVancouver.com and on Southwest Marine Drive at Yukon.
The Straight Razor Shave, a leading man classic. Centuries old, steady hand coaxing the rugged face back to smoothness. This nearly lost art has found revival at AnotherFineCut.com. Hot towels, straight edge blade into your face. It's an experience that reminds you you're alive. You're a man in the company of history's finest men. Start at AnotherFineCut.com. Pick your barbershop in Yaletown, Gastown, or the Financial District, and relax into the big red leather chair for the shave of your life.
Guys, if you've got a soccer mom, Trinity Salon and Spa has the Mother's Day special just for her.
Like the 1-hour relaxing massage to ease her body and mind of all those soccer mom traffic laundry gear stresses. Or 1-hour deep cleansing facial, professional grade ingredients, clean pores, and visibly reduce wrinkles so her inner youth comes shining through.
Find out more at TrinitySalonandSpa.ca. Top votes by Best in Burnaby, Georgia Strait, and soccer moms everywhere. Trinity Salon and Spa. Mind, body, beauty. 4138 Dawson, Burnaby.
Pain or injury slowing you down? Take it to the choice of many top athletes, Expert Physio. Serving the Lower Mainland for over 35 years, the team at Expert Physio is dedicated to individualized care with specialized services such as orthotics, acupuncture, IMS, plus dizziness, pelvic floor, and certified hand therapies. Over 300 physicians referred to Expert Physio last year, and 100% of patients surveyed said they choose Expert Physio again. You're in good hands with Expert Physio. Burnaby Heights or at 8 Rinks, expertphysio.ca.
Spring is in the air. Along with dust, dander, pollen, and all sorts of other things that can turn you into a sneezy, runny-nosed, red, itchy, watery-eyed mess. Thankfully, there's Reactin. For a limited time, you can get a bonus pack with an extra 20 days of symptom relief to help you plan ahead for your allergies before you start itching, scratching, rubbing, chewing, and trying to avoid the not-so-great outdoors altogether. Reactin, serious about allergies. Available at participating retailers while quantities last. To be sure this product is right for you, always read and follow the label.
To win back-to-back world titles, you have to do things the world has never seen before. The 2014 Ram 1500 gets the best fuel economy of any full-size truck. No one in the world saw that coming. Ram 1500, Motor Trend's 2014 Truck of the Year. The first ever back-to-back winner.
Get a Ram 1500 regular cab ST for $19,888.
Guts, glory, Ram.
We're back. This is Kia Vancouver's Soccer Talk on AM 650. Now here's your host, Tyler Green.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, and tonight's Barber Poll brought to you by AnotherFineCut.com. Winless in 3 matches. Are you concerned about the results of late for the Whitecaps, or are you remaining positive? So far, you know, most people are remaining fairly positive about this Whitecaps team and what they're doing so far. So the poll right now running about 85%, staying positive. You can tweet us your thoughts with the hashtag Barber Poll to Soccer Talk 650, Tyler Green FC. You're listening to Kia Vancouver Soccer Talk on AM 650 in Vancouver. Tyler Green, Simon Fudge 74, who has all the scores from Italy right now.
Yeah, and it was a full slate of games today in Italy. All 10 games went. AC Milan beat Livorno 3-0. It was Atalanta 1, Verona 2. Catania beat Sampdoria 2-1. Chievo 0, Sassuolo 1. Genoa lost at home to Cagliari 2-1. It was Lazio 3, Torino 3, Parma 0, Internazionale 2. Udinese 1, Napoli 1. Leaders Juventus beat Bologna 1-0. And Fiorentina fell at home to Roma 1-0.
Vancouver got the result tonight thanks to the heroics of Kekuta Manneh. Yet again, he's been a bit of a super sub, but it also shows that the Whitecaps need a little help in the scoring department. When Kenny Miller scores, especially here in 2014, the Caps have won. When he hasn't, Vancouver's sitting at some losses and some draws. Kekuta Manneh, meanwhile, he's saved the Caps and has given them 2 points instead of 0. Scoring against Chivas USA to preserve a point in that one, and again tonight against the LA Galaxy. If Vancouver is going to do anything this year, they need to make sure they get consistent scoring from their forwards. Yeah, it's a great story to have Manneh save the team, but at some point, perhaps when Manneh's a starter, they need to get those as victories. But if Manneh does become a starter, the Whitecaps may not have someone left on the bench to help save them when this team desperately needs to get a goal in order to get a result. Simon?
Well, it's the same story, and I think we've seen it now for the last 2 or 3 games. The fact that we're having growing concerns about their ability to score goals does leave a lot of questions out there in terms of what is this team actually going to be capable of doing this season. Today they took the chances that they had when they were presented. They were actually created very well by both Maddox and Manneh. Maddox needs to be given a lot of credit for having created the defensive calamity between Leonardo and Pinedo on the first goal. And what can you say about Manneh's strike to make it 2-2? It was superb. But we need to see more be created, especially from the big players, but likes of Miller. It's not enough from us to just see him score from the penalty spot. We need to have more from him, and it's got to start happening soon because Amway Canadian Championships around the corner, and results will be needed at that point.
Joining us now in studio is Martin Rivard of the Rain City Brigade, and Martin, they need to get that scoring problem fixed pretty quickly, don't they?
I don't know if he's got anything to do, but since they switched to 4-4-2, I found that's how the whole scoring draw, the passes cross process, were not really executed that well. But it's a young team. It's really hurting this season. Everything looks promising. So
Well, for the next few weeks, we're going to connect with members of the Whitecap supporters groups. The Curva Collective are going to join us next week on May 3rd. The Southsiders are going to be by, and tonight, you've heard his voice there. We're excited to have one of the founding members of the Rain City Brigade. They sit in sort of sections 102, 101, 201, 202. You can usually see them dressed in their black sweatshirts, the jean jackets. We got some of those guys, they got the big beards going. You guys, you gonna get the skull and crossbones on some of those, on the crests. You guys are an intimidating force. But I don't know, should I say that you're actually quite the friendly bunch out there?
We are. We been told to not judge a book by its cover, but yeah, we're pretty friendly. We don't bite.
And again, it's Martin Rivard from the Rain City Brigade. And Martin, I guess first off, how did the Rain City Brigade come along? Because obviously the Southsiders have been around for a long time. You guys are fairly new, just a couple years in now?
Yeah, since the first season in MLS. 2010, so we were just like a bunch of friends, and we all enjoyed a beautiful game, and we're gathering together to watch the World Cup and different like European matches. And with the opportunity of the Whitecaps moving to MLS, we decided to just all get season tickets, and we've been a few games before at back at Swangard, and it's such an awesome like environment, and moving to MLF was just going to be like that much better.
Now, what obviously there's a lot of supporters groups. Even there's the three main ones, but there's also a bunch of smaller ones. What are some of the things that separate you guys from the other groups?
Well, the way that we do our thing is we normally don't really have a membership sake. We ask that by supporting, by hanging out with us, by coming to the matches and showing up at the pub earlier and helping us with tifo and like banners and stuff like that. That's our commitment to us and towards our group. And we try to produce some cool merchandising to sometimes make fun of other opposing players, but as well to just be different within the crowd, to really have like our own identity.
Yeah, definitely. And I've you were nice enough to give me one of your sweatshirts, the hooded sweatshirts there, so I've proudly worn that around. But that's one of the things that you guys, I could think, really separates you, as you are that sort of mostly in the black sweatshirts or in the black Whitecaps jerseys, and really you look to be an intimidating force out there.
Well, yeah, black is one of those colors that, like, when you see it from an opposing team, or it just stands out in the crowd. And we wanted to really help out and just bring an atmosphere to what was missing at BC Payson's Empire before, and that was our way to really identify, standing out from the other supporter group.
Now, obviously, Library Square is the place for you guys prior to and I guess post-match.
That is correct, yeah.
So if people want to join you, that's the place to be?
Yeah, we normally gather a couple hours before the match. We're all pretty antsy, and sometimes we gotta try to limit ourselves to not be there too early. But yeah, a couple hours. It's awesome now. We're pretty much full house, couple of hundred people, every time before the matches. It's great atmosphere. We're all singing, chanting. We have some slideshow going on TV about picture we take from the matches, and try to make it a great pre-party.
Now, you said a couple hundred there. How many members or do you guys have, and how does one become a member or find out more about you guys?
Yeah, definitely. We're estimating, well, within our section, this is how we gauge our members by the season's tickets that's around us within our section. So we started, we had 12 seats in 248 when we moved to BC Place, and within 2 seasons that number went to about 65. And this year when we moved to 201, was one of the main reason was to be able to grow our group to bigger numbers, because we're pretty limited at 248.
Right.
We were maxed out, and so the Whitecaps give us a little block of 125 tickets, and we sold out with it 48 hour, and then they give us another 100 seats, and now we're about like 225 season tickets altogether.
Nice.
So it's pretty fun.
Now, Christina was at the Library Square prior to. She was taking in some of the festivities. Do you think that she would fit in with you guys?
Definitely. I offer her to give a try to pin the Wiggy on the Landy contest, but
yeah. Okay, so she was telling me about this. There's a wig with a picture of Landon Donovan.
Yeah.
And how does it work exactly?
So we made this. It's a little bit harder than a banner, but it's life-size, 5x8, Landon Donovan drawing with a little bit of exaggeration on his head. But yeah, we had like 2 wigs, so it's same than pin the donkey, I guess, when you're young.
Yep.
So he was involved drinking some funny water, spinning around 3 times around a baseball bat, and closing your eyes and trying to pin a wig on Donovan's forehead.
Did anybody get it on right away?
No, actually. We had some funny tryout, but that was pretty interesting. We brought the banner back to BC Place for the match, and we presented to Landon Donovan, so that might have explained the reason why I didn't want to talk to you guys.
Kia Vancouver is the #1 retail Kia store in BC last month, selling over 70 new Kia vehicles to tons of local soccer fans. You can be next. Visit KiaVancouver.com or 396 Southwest Marine Drive at Yukon. More to come. We have audio from Rob Friend as well as Omar Gonzalez. We'll also talk more with Martin Rivard about this Rain City Brigade. And, the Atlanta, their first official supporters group came out. It's Terminus Legion. What advice would Martin give to them? So all of that coming up in just a few minutes. But first, let's find out what's happening with the BC Soccer Bulletin.
Here's what's happening throughout the province with the BC Soccer Bulletin. The Coastal Cup is happening April 26th and 27th at Minaroo Park in Richmond. The champions qualify to represent the coastal region at the 2014 Provincial Cup. For more info, visit bccoastalcup.com. The Adult Provincial Cup competition is in full swing now, ending with the finals May 10th and 11th at Burnaby Lake Westfields. For schedules and results, visit adultprovincials.bcsoccer.net. You can now get your tickets to see Canada's women's national team play Germany June 18th and Japan October 28th at BC Place. For information and to sign up for priority access to the FIFA Women's World Cup Canada 2015, visit bcsoccer.net. The EA Sports BC Soccer Premier League is now playing. To learn more about the league and to keep up to date on the progress of our future stars, visit bcsoccerpremierleague.net and follow them on Twitter at BCSPL1. That was this week's BC Soccer Bulletin. For more on what's happening with the beautiful game throughout the province, visit bcsoccer.net.